The Chicago Bulls have a rich and storied history. They joined the NBA in 1966, and throughout the franchise history, you've had players like Tom Bullwinkle, Norm Van Leer, Chet Walker, Bob Love, Jerry Sloan. A little later on, you had Artis Gilmore and Reggie Theus, Orlando Woolridge, and of course, you had the acquisition in 1984 of Michael Jordan, and later on Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, which led to the 3 titles in the early 1990s, and then later on with Dennis Rodman, the Chicago Bulls won 3 more titles. And recently there was a resurgence with Chicago after the Baby Bulls era and whatnot. The Tom Thibodeau era, there was a resurgence and we became a playoff caliber team. But last year we took a step back. The first year with head coach Fred Hoiberg, and we went 42-40, and we just missed the postseason. And this year, of course, we no longer have Derrick Rose, but we do still have Jimmy Butler, and we now have Dwyane Wade. Of course, he's not the player he once was, but he's still an effective player. And we also acquired Rajon Rondo, a guy who I'm not sold on yet, but, there's a lot of hope and optimism that maybe we could be a championship caliber team. But Dwyane Wade has stated that these types of expectations need to be tampered down, and that the Bulls need to just focus on becoming a playoff caliber team again. And I agree with that 100%. We are not a championship team right now. No. All roads got to go through Cleveland, and we can't get past that road right now. And that's not me having lack of confidence with the Bulls. It's just that that's being realistic. We can't beat them right now. They're just too good. They're too deep and too talented. But I don't see why we can't be, if we were a 9th seed last year, I don't see why we can't at least be a 4th or 5th seed this year. Maybe higher than that. Possibly, who knows, maybe. I think if this team overachieved, they might get to something like 49, 50 wins this season. But I think Dwyane Wade is absolutely correct when he says we're not a championship team yet. But, maybe in incremental stages per season, we can add little pieces here or there, get a little bit of experience. Maybe we can get to that level, because LeBron James is getting older. He's not going to be King James forever. He's 31 years old. He'll turn 32 this season. He's going to start declining as a player if he hasn't a little bit already. Because let's not forget that before, I think we're a little bit clouded by the finals performances by LeBron. But we have to remember that before that, his performances have been a little bit uneven. His jumper still, is a little bit more bulky than he used to be. He gets his shot blocked more often than he used to. There's a little bit less athleticism there. There's a little bit less explosive. So, while he's still a top player in the NBA, there's hope for other teams in the Eastern Conference. So, that's my take on that. Tell me what you guys think.